So this morning I'm going to give you a little bit of a walking and talking tour of my daily sheep routine. And the first thing we're going to look at is this little wire. It's a white wire and it extends all the way back over there to a home. A neighbor has allowed me to plug in there. And it comes here and has a juncture, and then it continues on this way. But what I'm doing now is what I do every morning. I move the sheep to a new paddock. And some people think that, wow, this is a lot of trouble, Dave. Why do you move sheep every day? But I view it as a positive. A lot of people go to the gym and they exercise and so forth. But I think that this is better exercise because it's a lot of walking. As you're going to see here in a minute, it's a lot of walking up a big hill and down again, through tall grass, over logs, over fences. You know, it's a little bit of exercise. And if you walk fast, it's even better exercise. So there's great benefit in that. And I'm not just exercising for exercise sake. This is a little tricky. There we go. My exercise is actually producing something. And I calculated the other day, and I think I'm producing somewhere north of 7 pounds of meat per day. As I get more efficient at this, then this flock size would produce maybe 10 pounds per day, maybe 12, maybe as much as 15 if I get really good at it. But even 7 pounds a day is respectable. You think about the type of food that is. It's meat, and it's a special kind of meat. Sheep meat is one of the most complete standalone foods that you could ever possibly have. It's of course got protein. Everybody knows meat has protein, but it also has the right type of fat in the right amounts mixed in with the meat. It's sort of a fatty meat, more so than beef. And the really nice ribeye steak type meat that you get from sheep, which is, I call it rack of lamb, and I get it at Costco now. If I was really motivated, I'd slaughter my own sheep and have it, but I'm not that motivated. But rack of lamb that you get at Costco is raised in Australia. It's all grass finished, no grain at all, and it is absolutely heavenly. It tastes just like ribeye, and ribeye is one of my favorite types of food. Except the problem with most ribeye is that it's grain finished, and so the omega-3, omega-6 fatty acid balance is not what it should be in most ribeye that you buy at the grocery store. You can hear me breathing hard, and that's a good thing. That's exactly what I want to happen every day. So anyway, the meat with lamb, mutton, whatever you want to call it, is fantastic if it's raised properly. If it's raised on grass, finished on grass, no grain. And that's really interesting from a prepper or survivalist standpoint. Also, because you don't need any inputs to raise this meat except labor and a little bit of electricity to power your fence. And if I had this on a much larger scale, like for a whole village, 400 people in a village and a big flock of sheep surrounding it, I wouldn't need the fencing. You could use dogs, herding dogs, protection dogs, live human shepherding. You wouldn't need this electric stuff. So in that instance, literally there would be zero inputs at all. none whatsoever. But as it is, I'm just a solo guy out here with 150 sheep, and I have to have fencing. But that's a very low input. I don't have to buy grain. I don't have to buy hay. I do buy minerals, but I'm not sure that it's required. I just kind of do because some people say it's a good idea because our soils are depleted, et cetera, et cetera. But it is really, really a very low input business, almost no inputs at all except for labor. And the labor input, like I'm saying, is a positive because I need that daily labor. I need to climb that hill every day and exercise my legs and breathe hard and all of that. And I'm 61 years old. I've posted pictures on Facebook. I think I'm pretty healthy, and I think it's in large part because I do this every day. So I plan to continue to do it every day. Not going to stop anytime soon. My business partner has recently become very excited about this. We hope to expand this and help lots of families get into this because we really believe in it. And I'm going to stop the video now because, as you can see, the sheep are looking at me expectantly. Oh, before I do though, this is the dividing line here. This has already been grazed, winter stockpile. And then this is yet to be grazed. Now you say, well, that doesn't look very different to me. If you look real close, you can see green in there still. There still is green there. And so far, I have not had to feed hay this winter. Now I had a blizzard come through here, and that was rough. And the sheep had to dig through the snow to get to the grass. But they did it, and they're okay. And I'll show you a little close-up picture of them right here. Oh, they're all scattering because they don't like too close a contact. They're a little bit wild. There in the distance is my all-time favorite gal. Her name is Rosalita. She's the only sheep with a name. Well, the goat has a name, but that's the only sheep with a name. And she is just a beautiful sheep. I like her coloring. I like her body shape. Everything about her is just fantastic. I judge every other sheep based on her. Here's another nice one in the foreground. Another one there. Interestingly, these that I just pointed out are from my original flock of 4. And that was the best purchase I ever made. Every purchase I made after that was not as good as that original purchase. So some days I'm tempted to start over and just buy from that original flock and get them all like this. But I'm just gonna cull over time, and my flock will continue to improve over time. Last year I made a big mistake with purchasing some white sheep, and I know what I did wrong, and I won't repeat that mistake. But you know, this whole business, it's a learning curve. You make mistakes, but I've had a lot of successes, and overall I'm just very excited about the sheep business. Hair sheep is what this is, and they're raised for meat. And they're just, it's just a great thing to do. It restores the pasture, restores the ecosystem. It gives me exercise. It produces a wonderful food, which I could literally, 7 adults could probably live on what I'm producing out of this flock with nothing else, just sheep meat and water. You'd be quite healthy. Now you'd be bored. I always say that too. It'd be boring just to eat nothing but sheep meat, but you'd survive. So I think that's pretty interesting. Okie doke, we'll see you guys later.